On our 5th wedding anniversary, Enzo gave the woman a necklace worth $700,000 and gave me 2 books. I was handling work abroad when he sent me a message asking for a divorce. I calmly agreed. Enzo brought his proud rich daughter into the club in a high-profile manner. I saw myself being surrounded by financial tycoons from all walks of life and being led to the most powerful seat. At night, my husband and I were lying in bed discussing vacation plans when Enzo's phone rang. He looked at the phone, pushed my head away from his shoulder, and naturally picked up the phone and went out to answer it. I didn't think much about it and continued to choose places suitable for couples travel online. He didn't come back until I was almost drowsy. I asked him drowsily what took him so long, and he said perfunctorily, "Partier's father, it's so annoying." I climbed onto Enzo's neck, nestled comfortably into the crook of his neck, and fell into a deep sleep. When I woke up the next day, Enzo had already gone to the company. He promised me that he would take care of all the things within 2 days and then give me a day off to go out and play. I was bored and started online shopping. I answered 2 calls from my assistants, and after I told them about the company's affairs, Enzo called me. "Honey, when will you get off work so I can pick you up?" "Olivia, I'm sorry, the new project our company has just taken on is very important. And the client wants me to follow the entire project, and I really can't push it out. Our vacation may have to go to waste." I felt lost for a moment. After all, this was the first vacation I had in these years, and my work was many times busier than Enzo's. I still tried to ask, "Is it really that important? What project is it? How about I send someone to help you follow up?" Enzo's tone became serious. "Olivia." We agreed that we would never interfere with or ask each other about any work matters. I was silent. We have been together and married for 5 years, but have never participated in each other's company's annual meetings. This was Enzo's suggestion, and I readily agreed. "Okay, your work is more important, so deal with it as soon as possible." "Well, I'm working overtime today, so I'll be home late." After hanging up the phone, I still felt lost and aggrieved, but never mind. We are both workaholics. I can't stay idle at home. Enzo is getting busier and busier and comes home very late every day. I didn't want to go back to the company, so I held several cross-border meetings at home to arrange work, which made the employees at the headquarters scared. I planned to give Enzo a surprise on our wedding anniversary, and Enzo also gave me a surprise. I found the gift box in his briefcase after he came back drunk again. There was a pink diamond necklace inside. And I also saw an invoice in the gift box for $700,000. Although it wasn't expensive, I was still shocked that this was the first time Enzo gave me such an expensive gift. I put my things back in place with satisfaction, waiting for our wedding anniversary the next day. I called a chef to prepare a table of exquisite and delicious Western food, and asked my assistant to get a bottle of $1 million red wine from the company's wine cellar. I waited for Enzo to get off work with peace of mind. Enzo finally came back around 10 o'clock. He looked at the table full of exquisite dishes and flowers, and myself in a burgundy dress, and was stunned for a long time. Finally, he slapped his forehead and said, "Oh, Olivia, I forgot that today is our wedding anniversary." Enzo all day and he didn't call me either. I thought he wouldn't forget. After all, he had seen the gift yesterday. Enzo put away his clothes and led me to a seat. His face full of guilt, I put on a sweet smile again. "It's okay, I know you're busy, let's eat." I pushed the poured red wine to him in a noble and elegant manner. "Try it, I prepared it specially for you." Enzo was fascinated by the way he looked at me for a moment. He squinted his eyes and smiled at me. I became shy, which was unusual for me. "The wine is good." He swirled the glass without looking at the brand of wine. I also smiled at him, and said to him in a rare playful way, "Did you prepare a gift for me, husband?" Enzo smiled indulgently. "Of course, I bought it a long time ago. I've been keeping it in my bag." Then he stood up and went to get his briefcase. I smiled, looking at his figure with expectation and sweetness, my hand inadvertently touching my empty neck. When Enzo turned around, my smile froze on his face. Enzo was holding 2 books in his hands, United Finance and Real Economy and Value Creation, both original English editions. Enzo said excitedly, "This is the first edition that I asked someone to get with great difficulty. It also has the author's signature. Did you see it? Professor Bo signed it himself. My brain has shut down at this point. Enzo was still telling me how great these 2 books were, how famous the authors were, how they were idols in our financial industry, and how they were pioneers of humanity. I looked at the familiar name on the book and silently clenched the Ferrari keys I had prepared for Enzo. After dinner, Enzo went to the study to make a phone call, and the wedding anniversary passed just like that. I was lying in bed thinking about the pink diamond necklace, and Enzo came out after a 2-hour phone call. I pretended to be asleep and he lay beside me silently. After a while, I started to snore softly. I thought we were going to have a passionate night tonight, but all I was left with was confusion. The next day, when I woke up, Enzo was gone. I can't get myself motivated to do anything today. I recalled Enzo's attitude towards me recently. It seemed like it had never changed, but it was also slowly changing in the details. At this time the phone rang. I looked at the familiar name and picked up the phone with a smile. Teacher. A gentle, soft and pleasant voice came from the other side. Olivia, how are you? Of course. What about you? That's right. But I still hope you can come back to help me. There was a smile in his voice. If he wasn't my mentor, I think I would be so happy to death by this voice. Teacher, you are a pioneer of mankind. Can you please speak calmly and seriously? Olivia, the company here needs you, but you've left us for love. Is love really that important? Teacher, marriage is a mission in life for me. It is a mark engraved in the bones of us Chinese people. After saying this, I was confused. During my days at Yale, I never considered marriage a mission in my life. But why did I put it on my life agenda after returning to China? Was it because of Enzo? Olivia, I hope you are happy with your choice. By the way, I will need your help in a while. I need your Tangmen capital to evaluate my project. No problem, Sensei. You have graduated for a long time. We are old friends. Can you please stop calling me teacher? Bo Siyuan's magnetic voice whispered in my ears. Okay, when I see you, I'll call you by your first name. With pleasure. After hanging up the phone, I felt much calmer. The work in China is approaching saturation, and my 3 capable subordinates can almost take charge of the work on their own. It is time for me, the person in charge behind the scenes, to slowly surface. At 11 o'clock in the evening, Enzo still hadn't come back. I called him 3 times but he didn't answer. This was the first time I thought about going to pick him up. I took out the key to my Ferrari. Although I hadn't given it to Enzo yet, I would have to give it to him sooner or later. We drove to Enzo's company, Sunak, a blue glass commercial building in the city center's economic and commercial district. Looking up, I saw lights on in a few offices, but I noticed at a glance that the lights on Enzo's floor were out. Are you not here? I called Enzo's partner Liu Quan and found out that they were having a dinner together today and had already gone to the club to sing KTV. Sister-in-law, do you want to come? Brother Liu is a little drunk. Okay, where are you? I'll come over now. After asking for the address, I sped all the way to the Emperor Leisure Club. The roar of the gorgeous red Ferrari made people at the entrance of the club look around. I got off the car and went straight to the private room Liu Quan told me about. The door was open and there were many young men and women inside, but they still paused when they saw Enzo. Enzo was a little drunk and was leaning against the sofa. A young girl in a pink perfumed dress was sitting close to him. From time to time she would rub her chest against Enzo's arm. Enzo had a smile on his face and turned his head to talk to the girl. When Liu Quan noticed me, I had been watching for a while, seeing these 2 people being intimate as if no one was around. Sister-in-law, why don't you come in? As he said that, he immediately bumped into Enzo. Enzo looked towards the door, and when he saw it was me, the smile on his face fell. I walked in with a smile and sat on the other side of Enzo. Why are you here? Enzo's voice was so cold and distant that it was as if I didn't recognize him for a moment. Liu Quan said you were drunk. I'm here to pick you up. Enzo glared at Liu Quan in dissatisfaction, and Liu Quan touched his nose jokingly. Sister-in-law, what do you want to drink? I'll get it for you. No need. Who is this? I looked at the girl who was still sitting next to Enzo. The young girl smiled at me and stretched out her hand. Hello, my name is Fu Xin, and I'm Enzo's partner A. I squinted my eyes for a moment and looked at her. And when I saw the pink diamond necklace on her neck, my eyes froze. Fu Xin saw that I had no intention of reaching out my hand, and when she noticed my gaze, she smiled tenderly, stretched out her slender fingers, and naturally stroked the necklace. My intuition told me that she was provocative, young men and women in the private room whispering, "This is my sister-in-law. This is the first time I see her." Me too. I've been here for 3 years and this is the first time I've seen this. It's not a bad relationship, is it? Young financial professionals are outspoken. Enzo didn't introduce me to anyone else, and Liu Quan also noticed the awkwardness in the atmosphere. It's already past 12 o'clock, it's time for everyone to go back and rest. We still have to fight hard tomorrow. Miss Fu, let me take you home. Sister-in-law, you and brother Liu should also go home early. Enzo pursed his lips and said nothing. Fu Xin looked at Enzo reluctantly. Enzo smiled at her gently and said, "Be careful on the road." Then he said to me with a straight face, "Let's go." Liu Quan took Fu Xin away first, and we all walked to the door after paying the bill at Enzo. Since I wasn't introduced, I didn't need to greet them and took the lead to walk towards my Ferrari. Everyone looked at this latest model of red flame Ferrari and exclaimed in shock, "Damn, my sister-in-law's car is so cool. Oh my god, this is a new model from the magazine. It looks like it's a limited edition. This is much cooler than Miss Fu's Bentley." Enzo didn't expect that I was driving a latest model Ferrari, so he said goodbye to everyone and got in the car. "Whose car did you borrow?" Enzo asked as he got into the car. "My friend." I suddenly didn't want to tell him that I bought it and it was for him. Enzo left the next day. He actually drove away my Ferrari. I thought about it and sent a message to Liu Quan, asking him if his business was as busy recently as Enzo said. Liu Quan told me everything he knew. After all, he was mine, sister-in-law. "My new project is with Minglong. It will take 2 months, so it's not urgent." Fu Zhanting. "Then Fu Xin is?" "She's the daughter of the Fu family. She just came back not long ago. I heard that she graduated from Yale and is a talented woman. Minglong sent her to connect with Sunak. She comes to see brother Liu every day." I twirled the pen in my hand, my eyes expressionless. Did he say anything about taking a vacation? Brother Liu, no, Enzo's partner. Liu Quan only contributes money but does not put in any effort. But he also visits the company every day. I see. After hanging up the phone, I felt for the first time that I didn't understand Enzo. It seems that the reason for not traveling is because of that daughter named Fu Xin. In the afternoon, I called the headquarters and dispatched several capable people to organize a special evaluation team to take over the mentors project. Only work can make me relax. Love is indeed a stumbling block. At 8 o'clock in the evening, Enzo had not returned yet, and the special app in my mobile phone pushed new itineraries to me. I opened the exclusive app and could clearly see the situation inside the Ferrari. The 5 invisible cameras could accurately record the entire car and its surroundings. The invisibility is also for the aesthetics of the car, not for peeping. Enzo was driving the car with one hand, and next to him sat Fu Xin, who had on exquisite makeup and was wearing a black dress again today. Fu Xin kept leaning sideways to talk to Enzo, and Enzo listened patiently. The two of them looked like a young couple in love. Even when Fu Xin put her arm around Enzo's arm, Enzo didn't move. I looked at the 2 sweet people on the phone with a cold expression, closed the app, called my assistant, and booked a first-class flight to Country M tomorrow. And I told my assistant to take my Ferrari away and put it in the company garage tomorrow. Dufeng wanted to say something, but finally said respectfully, "Okay, boss." I began to concentrate on my mentors project. And the preliminary information sent by the assistant has already aroused my strong interest in this project. At the same time, I was also shocked by my mentor's precise control of the market. He is indeed a genius. At this moment, I remembered what Liu Quan said. That Fu Xin was a talented woman who graduated from Yale. Haha tilde, could it be that I have a successor? Enzo came back at 11 o'clock and they looked at each other in silence. The car keys are on the table. "I have a business trip tomorrow. Aren't you on vacation? Why do you have to work again?" Enzo said dissatisfiedly. "I took the day off for my wedding anniversary, and now that it's over, I don't think it's necessary to take it off. Are you dissatisfied with me?" I have already told you that this project is very important. They specifically asked me to follow up on it. You also know that my company is still some distance away from going public. I don't know. Didn't you say that we shouldn't tell each other anything about work? I retorted coldly. Blame me this time. I'll take you out to play after I finish the project, Enzo sighed, as if I were some unreasonable little girl. No, you have time. But I don't. I'm also very busy with my work. I stared into his eyes and said word by word, "What can your little company do?" Enzo said with contempt, "Oh, you know my company." I became curious. I saw it once before I got married. I paid attention to it a few years ago. It's okay, it's developing well, but the scale is just that. I recall that before I got married, when the branch here had not been established yet, I once helped a junior schoolmate for half a month, conducting professional assessments and economic transformation and upgrading of her company and projects, but the junior schoolmate insisted that she would never transform herself. During that time, Enzo and I were in love and he gave me a ride once because my car broke down and was being repaired. It seems that he thought that I had been working in that company all along, and that my junior sister's company had not transformed and developed because it did not seize the right opportunity. It is still a small business with no fame, no ability, and no future, and is just barely making ends meet. The junior schoolmate came to me later, but I refused. You only have one chance to ask me for help. If you don't seize it, I will have no obligation to continue helping you. Well, it's a small company, not as big as your Mr. Lou's financial building. I suddenly wanted to laugh, and I actually laughed out loud. Enzo also heard my sarcasm and turned around to wash up in anger. Enzo slept in the guest room that night, and I packed my luggage easily and boarded a flight to Country M the next day. The schedule in Country M was very full, so I joined the Mentor project team without stopping for a moment. The people at the headquarters were all excited by my arrival. After all, Tangmen Capital, which I founded, is a leader in the industry. I had already established the prototype of Tangmen while I was studying for my MBA at Yale, after just 3 years. The Tang clan had invested in no less than 500 projects, with a rate of return of 1 million times. Yes, the initial investment of 15 million has now become 100 billion. My tutor was very happy to see me, and for a few days he was like a peacock with its feathers spread out. This made me forget for a moment that when I first met him, he coldly told me that my homework was worthless and asked me if I had gotten into Yale with my brains. Soon, we entered the primary assessment. The Mentors project was related to the Global Ecological Balance project, which would not only generate huge profits, but also solve the current symbiotic environmental problems. At this point, I felt for the first time that knowledge changes human beings, and humans with extremely high IQ and great love are the pioneers of mankind. The final Level 2 assessment was completed after 3 sleepless days, with everyone cheering excitedly. Several top scientific researchers like the Mentor hugged and cheered each other, and I received the message from Enzo amidst excitement and cheers. "Tangyi, let's get a divorce." My excitement is still influenced by this information. Even someone who has lived for 5 years cannot see through it. I shook my head helplessly, and Bo Siyuan came to me with a glass of wine. "Olivia, your team is really great," he praised sincerely. "No, your project is amazing. I can't imagine what a sensation this project will cause." "Olivia, why do I feel like you're not happy?" The instructor saw my emotions. "It's nothing, I just want a divorce," I said casually. "What, really?" I seemed to hear excitement in his tone. "Olivia, are you serious? That man wants to divorce you. Does he know what he's going to lose?" Bo Siyuan, "Love really affects the speed at which I draw my sword. This is a classic internet slang. Ha ha ha, you're right, Olivia. I want to bring this project back to China." I looked at him in shock, and I didn't see any sign of joking in his eyes. "Are you sure?" "Of course, even though it's for the world, I still hope that this project starts in my home country." I looked at Bo Siyuan's determined eyes, and suddenly I felt it was funny that I was distracted by love. I raised my glass and clinked it with Bo Siyuan, wishing him the best from the bottom of my heart. Bo Siyuan, Dennis, my assistant from Tangmen headquarters, and I returned to China together with all the project documents and core primary chips. Bo Siyuan went to the Tangmen branch, the Economic and Industrial Development Zone, the largest business park, which covers the most advanced technology office buildings and the most luxurious leisure areas, as well as Tongmen's private parks and various leisure venues, so that the IT technology geeks who work for me can get all the leisure activities here despite their social phobia. And now, I returned home. There was no one at home, and Enzo didn't know whether he was working overtime or going to see Fu Xin on the weekend. Before I put the box away, a message came on my phone. It's a friend verification. Fu Xin, speak of the devil and he will appear. Judging from her expression, Fu Xin didn't say anything, and I tactfully looked at her circle of friends. The latest update is like a little girl in love. Enzo is in every one of them. There is a photo of Enzo's back as he cooks for her. A photo of Enzo's side profile as he attends a meeting, a photo of Enzo's side profile as he drives, and 2 photos of them holding hands. The text keeps repeating that she is very happy because she finally got the man she secretly loved. I couldn't help but sneer. It would be a lie to say I wasn't heartbroken. 5 years had passed since I returned to China and met Enzo by chance. He, who was originally our schoolmate, began to pursue me, and I, naturally, got together with him. We just got married and lived a simple life together, without the involvement of either side's parents. His parents seldom came, so we felt a bit distant from each other, but this also made me feel more at ease. I took screenshots of all the moments with Enzo in them, and sent them to Enzo and his parents. See you at the Civil Affairs Bureau at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Enzo called right away and I answered the call. Olivia, you're back. Olivia, let's talk. I don't want you to think that I'm cheating on you, Fu Xin, and I haven't reached that stage yet. Oh okay, since we're getting a divorce, we should figure it out. I came to the coffee shop that Enzo had mentioned. Enzo was already waiting there, and he looked a little haggard. Olivia, have you eaten? I looked at the familiar face in front of me, and suddenly remembered that in the past 5 years, we were the closest family. We ate together, slept together, and snuggled together. He took a deep breath and said, if you have something to say, please tell me now. At this time, Enzo's cell phone rang. After he answered the phone, I recognized it was my mother-in-law's voice. Enzo frowned, said something else and hung up. Did you tell Mom? Enzo said somewhat dissatisfiedly. Of course, we are getting divorced. So of course I have to tell them so that they don't think it's my fault that they are getting divorced. Olivia, you really don't have to do this. I don't want to hold you back. We can still be a family. Come on, Enzo. I think it's really disgusting that you said that. 5 years, that's all. Olivia, I'm sorry. But I do love Fu Xin. I don't want to let her down, nor do I want to delay you. I know, so, we're getting divorced tomorrow. Do you have anything else to say? I really feel that it's meaningless to say too much. In my dictionary, I will not force anyone to give me emotions. Olivia, you are always so rational. I wish you would make a scene with me and rely on me more like a little woman. Is this your first day meeting me? I asked Enzo dissatisfiedly. Yes. So I am attracted to Fu Xin. Don't look at her as a little woman, but she is very capable. She is a talented woman from Yale. I feel that I have benefited a lot from chatting with her. She has a unique economic mind and high IQ business philosophy. I am impressed by her talent. But do you know, such a proud girl can show her little woman side for me. She will be happy for a long time because of a word from me, and she will also burst into tears because I cook for her. Stop it, Enzo. You are really superficial. Also, she said she was a Yale genius. But does she know me? Olivia, I know you're from Yale, but she doesn't know you. Ha 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 ha, what a coincidence. I didn't know there was such a talented girl in Yale. Also, you said you were impressed by her talent, but you never really understood me. Do you know my abilities? Olivia, I know you are very smart and capable, but you really can't compare to Fu Xin. I laughed out loud. Enzo, how come I didn't know you were so vain? You hid it very well before. Enzo's face darkened. I know him too well. If Fu Xin was not Minglong's only daughter, even if she had great ambitions, he would still look down on her if he thought we were just working in a small company like me. Olivia, I'll leave the house to you as my compensation to you. We've spent our own money over the past 5 years. If you need financial compensation, you can ask me. Enzo, I called him with a cold expression. Olivia, You can come to me if you have anything in the future. I know you have no family. I also hope you can understand me when I fall in love with someone. I just want to pursue her openly. Okay, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, don't forget. I got up and left. Enzo didn't call me. I drove the Ferrari at full speed on the highway. It would be a lie to say that I'm not angry, and it would also be a lie to say that I'm not sad. Women are indeed easily swayed by their emotions. I never thought of hiding my strength from him, but he interrupted me again and again, saying that he didn't want to talk about anything about work with his lover, and hoped that we would only have each other in this home. We even spend our own money, but how can we completely separate our daily necessities in the house? I am the one who keeps adding to them. Every detail in life is arranged by me. My thoughts were drifting further and further away. The phone rang. It was my mother-in-law, Aunt. There was no sound from the other side for a long time. Tangy, Enzo is sorry for you. His father and I didn't want to say anything, after all. It's your own business, but I know that Enzo is wrong. Although Mom never cares about your life, she also knows that you are a good daughter-in-law. In the future, you can come to us for anything. We are still your elders and your family, and we will always be. Yeah, okay. The person on the other end wanted to say something, but I hung up the phone and tears flowed uncontrollably. Back at the branch, I plan to live here from now on. My rest suite is on the top floor of the internal hotel. There are 2 presidential suites, and the other one is for Bosi. Hearing me come back, Bosi opened the door. Olivia, you're back. After saying that, he walked towards me quickly with a serious expression. Are you crying? He said, reaching out his hand to touch my face. I dodged his hand and said, it's okay. Just taking care of some small things. Is it your ex-husband? Well, he and I will end this marriage tomorrow. You should have done this a long time ago. He is not worthy of you. His ability is not even as good as my assistant. I don't know why you fell in love with him in the first place. I don't know why I fell in love with Enzo. Maybe it's because he gave me a sense of home. I shook my head. Teacher, I'm tired and need to rest. If you need anything, you can find Du Feng. He is the director of the branch and my right-hand man. Olivia, I'll go with you tomorrow, Bosi said seriously. I was stunned. No, this is my own business. As I said that, I turned around and went back to the room. I vaguely felt Bosi thoughts, but I also felt that I was narcissistic. What kind of person is my mentor? A true genius. He flatters the idea of celibacy and only knowledge can make him happy. I slept soundly all night. The next day, I arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau as scheduled. As soon as I arrived, I saw Enzo's car. Enzo got out of the car and walked straight towards me. As soon as he walked to my side, another person got out of the car. It was Fu Xin. She was leaning against the car and looking towards us. Enzo, are you so reluctant to part? Do you want to get married right after this divorce? Olivia, we have a project to discuss later, and we didn't call her here on purpose. Oh, really? I think she did it on purpose. I took out my cell phone and found the message Fu Xin sent me last night. Tangy, don't waste your time. Enzo loves me. I hope you can get a happy divorce. The one who is not loved is the mistress. What I give to Brother Lu is something you can never give back to me. There are also several photos, all of which are intimate photos with Enzo around. Enzo's face was frighteningly dark and his eyebrows were furrowed. Saw me handing the phone to Enzo. She became nervous and even her smile disappeared. Enzo didn't say anything in the end. Olivia, she is indeed not mature enough in relationships. She is always afraid that I will leave her and feels insecure. Don't blame her. It won't happen again in the future. I snorted disdainfully and walked into the Civil Affairs Bureau. The process was quick and once Enzo got the divorce certificate, he felt a lot more relaxed. He said a lot of comforting words to me. I walked out with a blank expression. At this time, Fu Xin came running over happily. Brother Lu, are you done? Fu Xin put her arm around Enzo's. Enzo nodded, and the two of them smiled as if no one was around. But when he thought of the text message Fu Xin had just sent me, Enzo stopped smiling and turned to face me. Olivia, if you need my help in the future, please come to me and I will help you. Before I could say anything, a limited edition Maybach came towards us at a high speed. Giving the illusion that it was trying to kill us, the car stopped within 5 meters of us. And Enzo looked at this top-of-the-line Maybach worth more than 20 million. The two top-of-the-line cars at the door attracted the attention of people passing by. Bo Siyuan stepped out of the car wearing a high-end suit that was exquisite right down to his heels. It only took a few seconds for the two people beside him to go from confusion to shock. "Teacher," Fu Xin shouted excitedly, "oh my God. I can actually see you here. Is that you, Professor Bo?" Bo Siyuan stopped and looked coldly at the woman with starry eyes. At this time, Enzo also recognized who was in front of him, and excitedly stepped forward and stretched out his hand. "Enzo, the general manager of Sunak Group." Bo Siyuan didn't even look at the two of them, and said to me, "Are you done? Didn't I say I would accompany you? Why didn't you call me?" The two people beside him dropped their jaws in shock. I nodded helplessly. "It's done, let's go, I'll drive the car." I turned and walked towards my Ferrari, while Bo Siyuan turned and got into the Maybach. Two top luxury cars left one after the other. Enzo and Fu Xin seemed to be nailed there, and it took them a long time before they left together. When I arrived at the company, Du Feng, the top trader I trained, had already contacted the government. They were very shocked that the elite PhD from Country M wanted to bring this project back to their country. The government sent people here twice in succession, each wave higher in rank than the last. This time, Tang Men will convene a first-level chamber of commerce on behalf of Bo Siyuan's team, and government officials will participate. The first-level chamber of commerce is convened by top-level financial groups and has the ability to influence the market and make senior decisions. This meeting will announce the content of the project and will also be a patriotic campaign. All financial companies received invitations, and even Enzo's company received an invitation letter. When I found out, I realized it was my assistant Du Feng who asked for it. He said he wanted to let Lu know what a great person he had lost. I was amused by his indignation and let him be. During the preparations for the Chamber of Commerce, Fu Xin was still sending me messages. She kept asking why Professor Bo was with me. I found it boring and blocked him. At this time, Enzo actually sent me a message asking me to introduce him to Bo Siyuan. Ha 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 ha. I was amused and I also blocked Enzo. Suddenly I felt that these two people were so well matched. During this period, an unexpected person called me. It was Enzo's partner Liu Quan, sister-in-law. Liu Quan, what's going on? You really divorced brother Liu? Yes, I'm sorry, sister-in-law. I didn't help you stop them at the beginning. Liu Quan's voice was apologetic. It's none of your business. Also, Liu Quan, don't tell Enzo about my previous help with your company. I really don't want to have any contact with him anymore. It's too troublesome. Sister-in-law, I don't know how capable you are, but I know that you are not just a small employee as brother Liu said. I know you are very capable. Well, I'm really good. Enzo is just blind, I said with a chuckle. It was the first time that Liu Quan heard me speak like this, and he also felt relieved. Sister-in-law, isn't Miss Fu the only daughter of Chairman Minglong? She is indeed a rich girl, but I think she is nothing special. Sometimes, I find the things she decides to be outrageous, but I don't know why brother Liu thinks she is a talented woman. I don't know where this kind of personality was marketed to make people believe it. Isn't she just a graduate from Yale? He. I also smiled lightly. Liu Quan is a rich second generation. Although Enzo's father is the director of a hospital and his mother is a university professor, they are unable to come up with tens of millions at once in the early stages of their business. At this time, Enzo's classmate Liu Quan appeared. They are brothers and have been very harmonious in recent years. Liu Quan doesn't have to think, he just needs to share the dividends. Enzo is also very good to Liu Quan. The two of them are very close. Liu Quan, I want to tell you something. I hope you don't tell Enzo, sister-in-law. I will keep my mouth shut. Don't call me sister-in-law. My name is Tang Yi. Okay, Sister Tang. This is okay. Well, Liu Quan, do you know Tangmen Capital? Of course I know. That's the Tang sect. It's a listed company with its headquarters in Country M and a branch in the development zone. I've been there. It's so arrogant. They own a large economic development zone. Did you know they even have an airport? I saw 2 helipads. Well, sometimes in order to get in touch with the project earlier, you need to take a helicopter. So, you are arrogant, right? How do you know, Sister Tang? You don't work for the Tang sect, do you? Well, I'm the executive director of Tangmen, which I founded while I was in school. There was no sound from the other side. After a long while, a trembling voice came from the other side. Sister Tang, you are not suffering from depression because of your divorce from brother Liu Quan. My name is Tang Yi, also known as Olivia Sweet. Fuck, I'm crazy. You are sweet. You are the boss of Tang sect. Well, remember to keep it a secret for me. Sister Tang, damn it, I really won't say anything. You go ahead and do your work. If there's anything you need my help with, I'll definitely help you to the death. I hung up the phone and couldn't help laughing softly. The Chamber of Commerce was held as scheduled half a month later. And industry leaders from all walks of life attended this top business Chamber of Commerce. A carload of government personnel arrived, including several high-ranking officials whom I had only seen on TV. Also traveling with us were some well-known academicians. The Chamber of Commerce spent tens of millions to host the event, all of which was borne by the Tang clan. Bo Siyuan has already started to prepare the speech materials, and Dennis, the headquarters assistant, has been following him throughout the process. One of my 3 most capable traders, the other is Du Feng, my assistant in China, who handles all matters related to the Tang sect branch and whose business covers all Chinese companies. Du Feng followed me into the venue early. And before we could even get angry, some directors from various industries were already exchanging business greetings. Olivia, why are you here? I turned around and saw Enzo and Fu Xin. Fu Xin was still wearing an exquisite perfumed dress, holding Enzo's arm. This display of affection even came to the Chamber of Commerce. But I ignored them and instead observed the entire operation of the Chamber of Commerce, although I felt relieved. Since there were government officials and academicians of science here today, I still observed it closely. Ms. Tang, why are you here? Fu Xin asked provocatively. Does it have anything to do with you? I looked at them sideways with dissatisfaction. Olivia, this Chamber of Commerce is full of capitalists from all walks of life. You must be careful, Enzo said. I looked at the man in front of me with contempt, with whom I had lived for 5 years. My judgment of men is really bad, at this time. A burly middle-aged man and his assistant walked in. When Fu Xin saw the person coming, she called out sweetly, Dad. The middle-aged man saw the 2 people coming over and saw the man his daughter was carrying, and he looked at him sharply. Mr. Fu, Enzo greeted respectfully. Yeah, I heard that you and my daughter are in love. I haven't had a good talk with you yet. Have you settled the one at home? Enzo gave me an awkward look and said, well, I'm single now. Fu Zhanting spoke with a bit of dignity. That's good. I don't want Shina to have a bad reputation, and I'm not an old-fashioned person. If you are sincere, I won't say anything more. Thank you, Mr. Fu. Thank you, Dad. At this time, Fu Zhanting glanced at me with eyes full of the arrogance of a superior, and I looked back at him without caring. At this time Du Feng hurried over, and Fu Zhanting's eyes suddenly lit up. The arrogance just now disappeared, replaced by humility. Mr. Du. Congratulations, I heard that your project this time is extraordinary. Du Feng frowned and looked at Fu Zhanting. Mr. Fu from Minglong. Yes, we have cooperated once before. This time, we still need President Du's introduction for the Chamber of Commerce. I dare not. You Minglong are very powerful. Du Feng's tone was full of disdain, but Fu Zhanting didn't notice it at all and waved his hands modestly. I just answered a call from Bo Siyuan. When Du Feng saw me hang up, he immediately walked over to me, leaned forward and said, Boss, it's time to get ready. I stood up, turned around, and left the venue, with Du Feng walking behind me in small steps. Fu Zhanting and Enzo, who were left there, were stunned in shock. I could vaguely hear Fu Zhanting saying, What, that woman just now is Mr. Du's boss. Soon the lobby was full of people. In order of economic seats, the further forward you go, the more likely you are to be seated in the business world. The first 2 rows all have assets worth hundreds of billions, while the first row is filled with government officials, academicians, and several financial capital leaders. Fu Zhanting sat in the 4th row, while Enzo and Fu Xin sat in the last few rows. At this time, Bo Siyuan and I, surrounded by the Tang clan's senior executives, entered through the side door. Everyone in the venue looked over. At this time, Enzo also saw his ex-wife being surrounded by people and walking towards the first row of the most powerful seats. His eyes were wide open in shock, and even his mouth was open due to excessive shock, looking extremely funny. Fu Xin also looked at me angrily, as well as Bo Siyuan beside me. The Chamber of Commerce started and Du Feng presided over the whole process. Hello everyone. I believe everyone knows the importance of this Chamber of Commerce. In order to show the importance of this meeting, the executive director of our Tang sect will give an opening speech. Please welcome MS Tang Yi. Everyone applauded and I walked onto the stage calmly. The high-tech holographic images gave the venue a high-tech feel. When I stepped onto the podium, the holographic image behind me began to introduce the well-known Tangmen Capital Group. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tang Yi. You may be unfamiliar with this name. My English name is Olivia Sweet. When everyone heard this familiar name, they began to applaud wildly. While I was studying for my master's degree at Yale, my adoptive parents invested money to establish the prototype of Tangmen. Later, with the help of my mentor, Professor Bo, an honorary professor at Yale, Tangmen developed into the multinational enterprise it is today. I dare not say how powerful our Tangmen is. After all, everyone present here includes leaders in various industries and some pioneers. The ultimate goal of this Chamber of Commerce today is global and benefits all mankind. It is the hard work of my mentor for nearly 10 years. Some people say that he is a pioneer of mankind. At this moment, I truly understand the meaning of this word. He is a true pioneer of mankind. He said that this project should be pioneered by our motherland. Therefore, Tangmen helped him come back with the research results. We would like to invite Bo Siyuan, Professor Bo, to explain this project to us. The whole audience applauded excitedly, and the holographic image of Tangmen Capital headquarters in the back also showed everyone the most cutting-edge technology company. The young professor spoke brilliantly about his project and his hard work on the stage, and I was so excited listening to him. The government and academicians were also so pleased that they kept applauding with tears in their eyes. This is a global battle, and it is also China's proudest project. A first-level business chamber of commerce made everyone excited, and bigwigs from all walks of life collectively invested 9 trillion yuan on the spot, which was several times more than expected. These are all benefits to the whole world. The bigwigs from all walks of life are not seeking to make money, but only for this technological battle in China. The Chamber of Commerce lasted 2 days and was a great success. All the employees of Tangmen actively cooperated and the Chamber of Commerce was a complete success. When the meeting is over, Enzo found me, and at this time, Fu Xin was not with him. Olivia, you never said you were the boss of the Tang sect. I despise Enzo who is so vain. You are the one who said that we should not get involved in each other's work. You even never bring me to the annual meeting, so why should I tell you? Enzo's eyes were filled with regret. Olivia, if you were so capable, I wouldn't have. Forget it, Enzo. When you praised Fu Xin to me about how amazing she was, I just thought it was funny, a talented girl from Yale. At this time, Bo Siyuan came to my side, and I looked at him brightly. Teacher, do we have a talented girl named Fu Xin in Yale? Bo Siyuan really thought about it. No, I know all the Chinese students, but you are the only talented girl, Olivia. Enzo's face darkened. And only then did he realize how ridiculous he was. His wife is his top asset, but he boasts about how great a woman with a Yale undergraduate is in front of her, and even divorces his wife for her. Enzo almost broke down due to the countless regrets, and I no longer care about anything about him. Bo Siyuan put his arm around my waist and said, "Let's go, Olivia, you're the star of the celebration party tonight. It's not me, but you, the pioneer of humanity." Enzo recalled the 2 books he gave to Tang Yi on their 5th wedding anniversary. Both were from the man in front of him. At that time, he actually thought his gift was perfect. What was in Tang Yi's mind at that time? Enzo had no idea. Bo Siyuan and I walked away in a friendly manner, leaving Enzo with a look of extreme loss and regret. The dinner was extremely luxurious, with business people from all walks of life gathering together to not only expand their network but also to exchange ideas on future market trends. Bo Siyuan found me on the terrace. Hand me a glass of champagne. Are you still thinking about your ex-husband? Of course not. I was thinking of the human pioneers. I smiled and looked towards the moon. Bo Siyuan's eyes lit up terribly. Are you thinking about me? Haha, no, I was thinking of the words humanity pioneer. You can also think about me, you know what I mean, Olivia. Bo Siyuan, you are my teacher. I'm only 6 years older than you. Do you think I'm old? Bo Siyuan's aggrieved voice sounded like a puppy. I stroked his fluffy and smooth hair unconsciously. I have armor, so I don't need a weak spot anymore. Bo Siyuan looked at the moon in disappointment. Olivia, never let yourself down. Of course, I would never wrong myself. Bang tilde, the fireworks show began. The huge fireworks were like the curtain call of a feast. This is not the end, it's the beginning. Bo Siyuan and I toasted each other. To the future, to the pioneers of humanity. We smiled at each other, knowing that knowledge is always the only way to change the future. We, the pioneers of mankind, are committed to being the surging waves in the long river of humanity, surging forever.